We will call this meeting to order. Do we need a roll call? I don't.
Yeah.
Yep, roll call?
Mayor Endicott.
Aye.
Mr. Blades.
Or present, sorry.
Present.
Mr. Rajaratnam.
Present.
It's going to be a day. Mr. Amon.
Present.
Mr. Gorman.
I'm present.
5 present. We have a quorum.
All right, next, public comment for closed session. Any members of the public wish to comment? Seeing none, no one on the phone. All right.
We need to approval of agenda.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
Do I have a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved. Second.
We can vote.
Please vote. 5 ayes, motion carries. All right, this is a good one.
Is next public comment? I don't have the.
Now
I don't-
you made your
okay.
public comment,
All
sir.
right, any public comment for our closed session item? Seeing none, can you describe the?
I thought you were looking it up. Are you?
I tried to find it.
Oh, I'm sorry. You should have said something. I might have got it for you. I
That's okay.
apologize. Go ahead, sir.
Council will consider one item in closed session this evening, and then we anticipate a litigation.
Thank you. All right, we will adjourn to that. Welcome back to City Council meeting. We are going to close our closed session, and we will lead with our attorney report out of closed session.
Thank you, Honorable Mayor, council members. One item was taken up by council in closed session. Council voted unanimously to reject the claim that was filed against the city. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we will move on to regular session. We're going to start with our Pledge of Allegiance. And so if I can get you all to stand for that. And after that, we will have our invocation. So if you could still remain standing after that, I'd appreciate it. Ready, begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please join me in prayer if you would. Lord, thank you for giving us this day. Lord, thank you for the responsibility you have given to the City Council. Lord, as we discuss matters that are important to this community, guide us and lead us, and so that we take the right decisions that are beneficial to this community. Lord, today I especially pray for the war in Iran. Lord, I ask for your divine protection, peace and strength for those affected by this conflict. I pray for the safety of our troops who are in harm's way. God, I ask you to be their constant companion and strength and a refuge in every adversity. I pray for those in active service and for the innocent civilians that are caught in this conflict. I pray for the families who lost their loved ones. Comfort and strengthen them. I pray for wisdom to our leaders so that this war can be ended soon and that peace can be established in that part of the world. Lord, bless each one of us here today. In Jesus' precious name I pray. Amen.
Hey, Travis, can you turn me up?
Thank you.
Yeah. Good. All right. So next we will move on to public comment of items not on the agenda. Persons wishing to address the council on matters that are within the council's jurisdiction and do not already appear on the agenda may do so at this time. Council will not respond to any public comments, but may provide direction to staff to collect information. Pursuant to the Brown Act, the City Council may not act on an item that does not appear on this agenda. Speakers are limited to 5 minutes. The public comment section of the agenda is limited to a total of 1 hour. Each speaker is asked to provide his or her name.
Good evening. My name is Mike Lasitra, and I have more news concerning the 24 AI-powered flock surveillance cameras operated by the city. In the last meeting, Councilman Gorman asked me to start a committee to further discuss and research topics concerning license plate reader systems. I responded that I would, as long as getting rid of them was an acceptable conclusion that the committee could reach. He agreed, and we are getting started further studying this issue. There are 13 people besides myself participating, and some of them are here tonight. Last year, through a public records request, I asked for some of the data captured on myself as I drove around Ridgecrest so that I can determine how concerned I should be with Flock. I was denied that data. I hope that now that we are operating at the behest of at least one council member, that some information can be provided. We would like to see a demonstration of the Flock system being used in Ridgecrest. Just because a committee has been formed doesn't mean that important updates shouldn't be communicated here to the council in this public forum. The Flock issue continues to evolve and expand. The more people learn about it, the more concerned they get, and the more cities and police departments audit their systems, the more issues they are discovering. The city of Mountain View, California recently found through an internal audit that one of its 30 cameras was misconfigured to share its data with federal agencies and had logs to prove that 6 different agencies accessed it contrary to California law. Additionally, I found that 29 of its 30 cameras were configured to share data within the state, but with agencies not approved by the police department. Flock says that these settings are always under the control of the local police department, but the PD found that Flock changed them without their knowledge and against their established protocols. The Mountain View PD suspended operations of its 30 cameras while further reviewing the situation. They produced a very detailed report on the matter, which I have provided to the council. In it, they detail the need for more rigorous auditing protocols to catch these issues, especially early on in the deployment, and to not expand the number of cameras until this auditing capability is in place. They also point to much clearer communications being required between Flock and the agencies that operate their systems about system changes and upgrades that may change settings that put the city's data at risk. Ultimately, the PD felt that because of these failures, Flock had to go. They recommended to the city council that the program be terminated and the cameras removed. The council unanimously agreed, citing the loss of community trust, and voted to terminate the contract on February 24th. In the Mountain View report, they state that through their investigations, they found many other agencies within California had their search settings changed without them knowing. Although Flock may have silently corrected this issue sometime last year, unauthorized data sharing did occur. It is only possible to find out through search audit. After hearing about this, the police department in the city of Oxnard undertook their own review, and surprisingly, they found some of the same issues. Just a few days ago, the police chief there suspended their Flock system after finding its camera network was also accessed by federal agents. Now there's also a lawsuit against Flock leading from these revelations. It alleges that Flock allowed 1.6 million searches from out-of-state agencies to San Francisco's camera network and 1 million to the cameras in Los Altos during a 7-month window last year. I am thrilled that these police departments are reacting so swiftly and decisively to Flock's failures. This is what the people are concerned about. If you are going to track our movements, then you better keep the data safe. When Flock keeps showing that they can't do that, they've got to go. I hope that the Ridgecrest PD can learn from some of Mountain View's mistakes to keep us safe. Ensuring that we are protected requires more than just verifying the settings are correct today, but auditing the logs from last year when Flock silently changed them. We are coming up on the 2-year anniversary for the first contract with Flock being signed, and it's time to decide on renewing. If all these issues I have brought to your attention, or the 370 people that signed my petition, or the town hall we had, or the many issues our committee will be finding in the future, has not changed your minds yet, I hope the council will at least grant us the chance to see the vote to continue doing business with Flock in an open session. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other persons wishing to comment?
Hello, my name is Jamie Jones. I attended the session on February 7th regarding the Flock safety cameras. During that time, Mayor Endicott, you had mentioned that you wanted to see the city attorney edits merged and the removal of sections 4.3 and 5.3, which are the licenses for Flock to use our data for their purposes. So I want to follow up on the progress of that.
I have not had the actual conversation. I have not had the follow through on that, and I apologize. But I will meet with the attorney, and we'll have conversations about it, and I'll let you know as soon as I hear from him about steps forward.
Excellent. Thank you, sir.
Any other persons wishing to address any other public comments for items not on the agenda? Green light, do we have someone on the phone? Yes. Hello,
Hello.
we can hear you.
Good. This is Mike Neal, and it's very encouraging to continue to see people speaking up about the problems with the Flock supposed safety system. And Mr. Lasitra brought up the recent posting, which was because this happened not that long ago in Oxnard with, surprise, surprise, a setting not being set right. Why did this happen? You need to ask yourself, are we really that vulnerable to keeping our data from being shared illegally to outside agencies where it's not supposed to be shared simply because somebody at Flock hits the wrong software button or changed some setting in their software somewhere along the way? And lo and behold, all kinds of people's private data is being shared to outside agencies, and nobody's going to know about it unless it gets a real close and careful overlook being done. This kind of situation is what you get from software like this. It's just part of what you could almost expect to happen, and yet we're being supposedly assured that, oh no, just the designated agencies within California are going to be able to see this data. Well, I can tell you for a fact from years and years now of data breaches, hacking, things like that, and just the clear desire of many of the federal supposed law enforcement agencies to want to grab every bit of information they can preemptively at random, just like some kind of giant data sponge. They just want to get all the good data they can on us. And boy, these camera systems sitting around on our city streets, photographing us multiple times every time we make a trip, to go to the grocery store or wherever we want to go. They love that kind of stuff. Now, I want to continue to remind you about this one letter email from this claimed CEO of Flock to Officer Groves back in December when the resistance to this first came out. And I'll read you excerpts from this letter. He said, "I'm writing you directly because I want there to be zero confusion about what's happening." And then he went on for like 6 lines of claims that Flock's never been hacked, never been hacked, never been hacked. And then he says, "We're building tools to help you fight the real crime affecting communities across the country." And then he says, "Many activists don't like that, whoever these activists are supposed to be." And you'll get the idea in just a minute. So let's call it what it is. Flock and the law enforcement agencies we partner with are under coordinated attack. These are coordinated attacks of some unknown group. It doesn't say who they are. They just put the term on them. It says the attacks aren't new. We've been dealing with this forever. We've been dealing with this since our founding from these unnamed activist groups. It just says same activist groups, and these activist groups, what do they want to do? He says they want to defund the police, want to weaken public safety, and normalize lawlessness. Normalize lawlessness. And now they're making video tubes, misleading headlines, and they're trying to turn a public records process into a weapon against you and against us. Now, what that email is the reaction of someone who's either so rabidly engaged in the enterprise that they're trying to do and sell that they cannot stand any criticism or accountability, or somebody who, for whatever reason, because of the criticism, has become totally paranoid about any criticism, any holding to accountability. And what I have to say about a situation like that is that's the one and only real indicator I would ever need to say contract canceled. We don't want to do business using our people's tax money with somebody with this kind of an rotten attitude. It's unacceptable. This letter's been made. I've read this to you maybe once or twice before, at least, and haven't really got any real reaction from council members about this. This something I don't understand. And all I have to say about it, as someone who's lived long enough that I got sucked into the surveillance state, but remember a time when I was not subjected to the surveillance state, is I don't think there's a good way to safeguard these things. They're too readily hackable. I don't care what anybody says, hacking is a real refined art these days, and I just want to see them gone off the street. It just makes me mad every time I have to drive past one of these, knowing, oh, there I am. My picture has been taken. I'm on the database now for another 30 days. And it just happened one time when you go in town. It's hardly possible to go anywhere in town where you're not going to be photographed at least 3 or 4 times every single trip that you make. And this is not something that I want to see. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. Any other persons wishing to address the council? Do we have another caller? Yes. Hello?
Mike Sonat here. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. I wanted to talk about the Navy. And the first thing I'd like to say is I'm a China Laker. I grew up in China Lake. I was crawling the halls of Michelson Lab when I was, 3 years old. Was wonderful quality of life for kids on the base, even during the Vietnam War. And it was quite an experience. It gave me a perspective of the world around us, starting at a young age. And what I saw happen over the weekend in Iran is essentially the high point of the work that's been done at China Lake for the last 80 years. It's truly amazing. And people at China Lake should be proud. They know what they've accomplished. They know what their part in this world is. And it really is impressive. That's the one thing that we can have some confidence in is the technology and the simple technology of delivering an explosive from point A to point B. And boy, what an art form. I may not like the fact that we're involved in another war, but after 47 years of Islamists and terrorism, remembering back, beginning with maybe the Munich Olympics and so on, these people sure have it coming to them. So I'm glad the U.S. Navy's there, and I wish them all the best. Admiral Hash spoke at the China Lake Alliance and said that housing availability wasn't their primary concern anymore. It was quality of life. And I think the Navy needs to become a little bit more vocal about quality of life issues and how they affect their recruitment and retention. And one of them would be, I don't think a lot of people want to live in a surveillance state. So I think flock is a thing you want to get rid of. but I also don't think people want to pay an arm and a leg for water, and they don't want to pay a sewage treatment facility for 12 years that hasn't been built. And certainly the people that live on the base still don't want to live next to the stench of the sewer system. The golf course is in total disrepair. It needs to be rebuilt. The city does not have access to it. Now the city wants this pipeline for growth and prosperity, in Ron Strand's words. Well, the Navy doesn't want Ridgecrest to grow. What is that going to do for the Navy? The Navy doesn't plan to grow. Their mission isn't going to get bigger. They're not going to bring in 2,000 more civilians, and they don't need. And they know that this valley is not running out of water. They know that we don't need this pipeline, and to indebt the entire Indian Wells Valley with this pipeline is going to hamper any chance that they can attract people to live there. Who wants to live there when you got to pay an arm and a leg for water? You got to pay $5 for gas. Oh, and by the way, you can't ride an OHV or a motorcycle out in the desert, according to a judge that's just ordered 2,000 miles of OHV roads closed.
You have 10 seconds left, Mike. I'm sorry for interrupting.
Thank you. I just think the Navy needs to get off the dime and tell the city of Ridgecrest to build a treatment facility and cancel this water project. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. Any other members of the public wishing to comment on items not on the agenda? All right. Seeing none, no one on the phones, we will move on to council announcements and direction. Councilman, oh. All right. You do? Go ahead.
No, you want to go ahead?
No, you can. Unless you're going to steal my thunder.
I do have a couple of things to comment on. First of all is the Economic Outlook Conference. Chamber has once again put together a great event last week. So wanted to thank Chamber CEO Rebecca and Office Manager Jamie, as well as the Economic Outlook Conference Committee for taking care of this event. I have been on these committees for a long time, and I know how much time and how much effort they need to put into that. So I just want to make sure they are recognized and wanted to thank them for putting up a great event once again. Also want to thank Police Chief Yasid to be the master of ceremonies at the event, and for thank Sergeant Ryan Maroney and Sergeant Nathan Lloyd for being there. This shows that our police department is not just for policing, it is for building community partnerships. So thank you very much for being there. And Mayor, for your presentation. And Heather, for being on the panel. You did a great job. Thank you very much. And the next thing I wanted to talk about is California Welcome Center, Ridgecrest. They are the finalists for Visit California Poppy Award for California Welcome Center of the Year. So this Visit California Biennial Poppy Awards recognize destinations and attractions across California for excellence in tourism and marketing, and destination stewardship across 9 categories. So more than 160 submissions were reviewed for the 2026 awards, and our California Welcome Center is one of the finalists. So I really want to thank the CEO, Carrie Crutcher, for taking the lead on that, for her hard work. And since she has taken over as the CEO, the visibility of So California Welcome Center Ridgecrest has grown a lot, and we have been recognized in many events. So a great job done by Kerry Crutcher. So I just wanted to make sure we recognize that. Thank you very much, Kerry. And the third one, I want to appreciate the school district. You might have heard at the EOC, the initiative on civility in schools. Over the years, the schools have changed in the way students treat each other and the way they treat the teachers. If this is not corrected, we will not be able to find teachers to work in schools. So this is a bold move by our school district, but it has to start somewhere. So it takes a lot of work to achieve these goals because it needs cultural change. So I really appreciate the school district superintendent, Dr. April Moore, and Assistant Superintendent Brian All for taking this initiative. So I wish them all good luck, and hopefully things will change in the coming years, the way students treat each other, the way students treat the teachers, and also outside the classrooms also. So we need to have a change in the cultural behavior. I mean, we need to ignore the egos we have, so that we can show civility in our conversations, though we disagree with people. So I just wanted to make a note of that and wanted to thank the school district for that effort. And last but not the least, Las Flores School had an event, Read Across America. And I was there to read book, and Council Member Blades was there, and you were there. So it's a great event. I really enjoyed reading the book to first graders, because probably they are first graders. They're very attentive and they listened and participated. So I wanted to thank the school for giving us this opportunity to go and read in their classrooms. So thank you very much. That's all I have, sir.
Yeah, reading Dr. Seuss when I was not prepared to read Dr. Seuss was interesting in front of second graders.
I read Curious George.
Oh, way better.
Yeah. I had a book that everything was the letter B, and so I just had the kids start reading along with me, and it was fantastic.
Well done.
Thankfully, I didn't have the sixth grade class. I think some of the people, they probably weren't as excited to have parents specifically come and read to them. But anyone else have announcements or direction? Councilman Heyman? Nothing? All right, so I want to highlight the annual health fair is this Saturday from 8 to 2 p.m. At Kurt McGee Center. The event schedule, there's going to have point of care testing. You can get your glucose and lipid panel test for just $25. There is a senior gentle chair yoga class led by 760 Fitness. There's even a line dancing class led by the Sidewinder Country Dance Company from 1 to 2 p.m. So if that's your thing, should be interesting. Also want to highlight that I went to the Veterans Collaborative last Friday. It was a fantastic event. I want to highlight Nick and Carol Coy, all the work that they do for our veterans here in our community. While I was there, I got to talk with the Kern County Employers Training Resource Center. I had his name. Oh no. I don't have his name. He, the gentleman there, they provide a lot of services, and for those affected by Searles Valley closure, they're providing a lot of free training and education for them to try and get them into other jobs. We will have a job fair March 19th. So if you know individuals that are affected by the Searles Valley closure, have them reach out. We can get them the information, or it's probably available somewhere. Also want to highlight National Wreaths Across America Day, which will be December 19th, 2026. Nick and Carol Coy and the Veterans Advisory Committee are still taking donations so that we can try and get as many wreaths as possible on veterans' headstones. So that was what I took the Kyle route, or the Councilman Blades route of. So I didn't show them, but if you guys want to see the flyers, please come see me after. All right, next we have the consent calendar. All items listed on consent are considered to be routine and non-controversial by city staff. Consent items may be approved by one motion if no member of the council or audience wishes to comment or ask questions. If comment or discussion is desired by anyone, the item will be removed from the consent calendar and will be considered in listed sequence with an opportunity for any member of the public to address the city council concerning the item before action is taken. There are 2 consent items listed on the posted agenda. Does any member of the council wish to have an item pulled?
Item 2.
Item 2. Okay. Does any member of the public wish to have an item pulled? All right. So item 2 is the update of Community and Economic Development Manager job description. Do we go ahead and vote on item 1?
Yes, please.
Okay. So we will
Take a motion on
take a
one.
motion for item 1.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion and second.
We're going to have to do roll call because we pulled these. So Mayor Endicott,
Aye.
Mr. Blades,
Aye.
Mr. Rajaratnam.
Can I vote? I wasn't there for the
Oh,
meeting.
yeah, you can still vote. As long as you've read them, or you can abstain, whatever's comfortable for you.
Sorry?
Whatever's comfortable for you. You can either
Oh,
vote yes, no, or
Yeah,
abstain.
I can vote if you.
What's that?
There's no
Yes,
legal-
I'm calling vote. So,
Okay. Aye.
okay, thank you, sir. Mr. Heyman,
Aye.
Mr. Gorman.
Aye.
5 ayes, motion carries on item 1.
All right. So then we will, Chief, for item 2.
Mr. Mayor, Council, thanks for having me. Regarding the small change to the Community and Economic Development Manager job description, in looking at the operations of the city, it made sense to have Heather Spurlock, the Economic Development Manager, oversee our code enforcement folks. Obviously, our code enforcement folks also have a tie-in to the police department because they have access to databases and things of that nature. As a result, in order to be post-compliant, we put Ms. Spurlock through a full background as if she was working in the city police department entirely, so that she could supervise that unit, approve their reports, and have access to police databases that are directly related to code enforcement. We felt it was important for the post organization to see that specifically in her job description, it talks about the need to supervise the code enforcement folks. We wanted to do that so there was transparency that although she's a city civilian employee, she does supervise our civilian code enforcement employees. That's the only reason we made the change.
Okay. I mean, I think it's a big change, so that's why I wanted to have a discussion so that public know what we are doing. So, I mean, it has been under police department for a long time, right?
Correct. And by adding that she is the supervisor of the code enforcement folks, that portion of her job still continues to fall under the police department. We still have purview over those incidents. She is simply the direct supervisor of those employees. So think of it, if you just removed her economic development manager job, she is the code enforcement supervisor. They are civilians. She is a civilian. It's not that different. The code enforcement folks will just not report to a captain anymore. We believe that those issues will get better attention out of Heather's office than the way we were doing it before. We think it will be more efficient.
So were we lacking something previously during the past several years in that case? Because we were thinking code enforcement is doing a good job and we started a committee and then we abolished that committee thinking that we don't need any oversight on that. So can you comment on that?
Absolutely. Code enforcement is doing an amazing job. They take on a lot of cases each month and certainly manage cases each year to include properties that we end up cleaning up through the legal process. Heather is more closely aligned on a day-to-day basis with those types of project as the Community and Economic Development Manager, whereas their role was less of a police function and more of an administrative function. And with Heather's vast experience in these areas, we felt that she was a better supervisor moving forward to spread out the responsibilities. Frankly, she'll get more attention. They will get more attention from Heather than they were from the police department because we're busy with a lot of other things that are a little bit more dynamic. And Heather is perfect for making sure that things don't slip under the rug that, frankly, we might miss because we have a lot of the more, dynamic things going on. And we've been piloting this program for a little while to make sure it would work, and Heather's doing an amazing job.
Is it okay if I request Heather to give her input on this?
She loves to speak in public, so I think that would be great.
I think just to further what the chief is saying.
I mean, she does a good job, no doubt about that. No, I'm not questioning any of that. I just want to know each person's input on that. Is she going to get more money for doing this extra work?
No, we simply just added a piece.
I'm
to
just
the job.
kidding.
We said, yeah, item
Congratulations,
K,
Heather,
other
for doing
duties
more
as
from us.
assigned.
So when code enforcement came over to our side, just due to space, so our side of the building rather than PD, and Travis was still downstairs, we kind of discovered early that a lot of the things that we see at the building counter, a lot of things we see in planning, we're constantly going to them. And then they're constantly coming to us about building code or planning, zoning, all of those things. So it was already kind of a reciprocal relationship that we were filling in, that they weren't having to come over from PD or email us. It's just an easy back and forth conversation. So that's kind of how it started.
Okay, just wanted to hear that you're comfortable with this change.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so thank you.
Yeah, the thing she mentioned was because we are out of space at the police department, we had to move them to City Hall, and they're actually right outside her office now. So that also made that connection even more significant.
Thank you, Chief.
Anyone? Yep.
So I just have a simple question. And so then would you, Heather, act as the liaison or to the city manager, then from city manager to back to the council as far as like that chain of command? Would that be?
Yes.
Okay.
She falls under my purview and interacts with me daily, if not more than once a day. And we work quite well together. We've had a relationship downstairs for
how
many
that
years.
communication between the code enforcement officers, the PD, with Heather, then circling back to us if things get, to a level of some issue that we, would need to see as a council that it's,
100%. It would all make it back to council.
Right,
It simply is.
That's how it read to me in the description, but thank you.
Yeah, it just simply is the more day-to-day activities that code does are building code related and planning related and things that fall outside of the realm that we felt PD should be, not so much that they couldn't oversee it, but just that they would have to come ask us the questions anyways. So it gives them a direct path and a direct line to where they were going to get the information from anyways. So.
Do you get a larger title and a larger name badge now to fit the title on?
I've asked for a flip down.
Good.
I can just have all the titles.
Or have a hat.
Or I think Chief recommended just scrolling.
Yeah, no, that works.
Heather, welcome and congratulations. You will now be the point of contact from the public to the code enforcement function here in City Hall. Your name and your face and your phone number will be the one to call, right?
I think she is already in the
Already.
I think she's already doing the
I
work,
think
just get
Councilman Gorman
recognition.
wants to advertise it more for you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I have a question for city manager. On the resolution, I think we need a change. If you look at the first, therefore be it resolved, it says the city council hereby approves the updated job description for code enforcement officers. I think you should say community development manager.
Which whereas?
First, from the bottom, item 1.
You're correct. Well, that change
Yes.
should be made.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Good catch.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
it's just a swap of the two.
Trying to
positions.
protect you.
Thank you.
Heather, thank you as always. As long as I've been up here or on planning commission, your service to the city is unparalleled. I appreciate everything you do.
Thank you, sir.
I'll second that.
All third.
Thanks, Heather.
Thank you.
I just didn't want to be the fifth one. All right, any other comments or do I have a motion?
We need to do
Oh,
public
do we have any
comment.
public comment? Thank you, Rika.
You're welcome.
Is there someone on the phone? Member on the phone, you can go ahead.
Yes, okay, this is Mike Neal. I wanted to make some observations about this change that's been being discussed here. If you think about the duties, the actions, and responsibilities of code enforcement officers, of which I know we have at least 2, we may have 3, I lost count. But these are basically policing duties. I've seen these guys go out and drive the streets, and they enforce a city municipal code, hopefully, properly. And that has been apparently clearly part of the police department for quite a long time. And a melding of a city administrative function loosely into a police function, I think is improper. If you're going to empower people, which these guys absolutely have the right to make a determination if they think that someone's property has violated the city law, they can go, I think the normal process is there's communication about it and hopefully people straighten it up if it's reasonable. But when it comes right down to it, worst comes to worst, they can write a citation. They can have this person come in and have to answer before I see it done, answer before the planning commission, which costs them money to apply to have the hearing. And they're basically being cited for violating a law. If that's going to be the case, which it has to be, they can't just arbitrarily go say, well, I don't like the color of your house. I'm going to tell you to change it just because I think it looks better if it was blue instead of orange or something. They need to be under the police department, which is the function that they're serving. Just because it's, I don't know, inconvenient or this is code enforcement is not generally any kind of economic development whatsoever. It's adherence to the law, like I said several times, and I had a real hard time seeing how that this overlapping of a city administrative person's job can help enable him to direct members of the police department. If there's going to be a policing action, then it needs to be in the police department. It's really that simple. And I'm having a hard time seeing any big advantage to the change they want to do here necessarily, and I'm having a lot of trouble seeing how that's a real proper structuring of the positions as stated. So that's all I have to say about that. Thanks.
Thank you, Mike. All right. Any other members of the public wish to comment on this item? Seeing none, do I have a motion?
So moved.
With the change.
With the change.
I have it, sir.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion and second.
Please vote.
Here is mine.
And Mayor, yes to your question. 5 ayes, motion carries.
Thank you, Chief, Heather. All right, so we're going to change up the order of this a little bit. We're going to go to item number 5 first. Discussion regarding needed appointments to council committees, boards, and commissions. And then we'll go to 3 and 4.
Yes, sir, sorry.
That's-
So recently there was some vacancies for Measure V and Measure P due to some of the members moving out of town. So we had asked, one of the members was Mr. Rajaratnam's and one was Mayor Endicott's. So Mayor Endicott, if you'd like to go first for Measure V, I believe, correct? Yours is Measure V?
I believe so.
Okay, thank you.
My appointment is Mike Gross, and I actually have a special presentation. Instead of me singing his praises, I have asked if his daughter could come up and tell us all the good things about her father. Yeah.
She got too shy.
It's timer.
They always get shy.
She tried.
The timer's about ready to go off.
Oh, my bad. Thank you.
All right. So that's okay. I will be forced to say some nice things about Mike Gross.
I think she did great just walking up there. That's not
Yeah.
easy.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a lot.
I have known Mike for probably about 4 years now or so. I honestly, I can't find a better individual who is more community focused, willing to volunteer, willing to help, willing to lend a hand at any available moment, even if it's inconvenient to him. He's a good source of information, and I think he will serve this council well on this measure to make sure that we are. I can't think making sure that everything's going well within the committee. There's an adjective there that I am just blanking on right now. Oversight.
Oversight.
I was thinking Overwatch, and that's not. So my appointment for this is one Michelangelo Gross. It's not Michelangelo, So any questions on my appointment?
I have known Mike Gross since he was in high school at Emmanuel Christian School.
I am so
Went to
sorry.
school
Oh
with
no.
my daughter.
He also sits on one of our
He
other
does.
committee
He
appointments
does.
by you, so. Yeah. Okay, we can go ahead and take them separately or we can do them together. Does it matter, sir? We can do them together.
Okay.
So Solomon, if you would like to go ahead and do with
Yeah,
yours. that'd be great.
my appointee for Measure P committee is Mr. Forrest Lloyd. I have known him since I have been in Ridgecrest for the past 20 plus years. So instead of me introducing him, I asked him to come to the podium and introduce himself.
Well, Solomon, you already said a lot. I've known you for a long time. My wife's known you and your wife, and you guys have incredible integrity. And for you to ask me to help out the city by being on this committee, I feel honored, and I hope that I can live up to it. So if I understand the job, the goal is for us to watch the money flow, make sure that it goes where it needs to, and then be able to be transparent to the community and give the community confidence that we spend their money wisely. So that's my vision right now. So Solomon asked me if I'd talk a little bit about myself. I guess I could start way back. I was drafted into the Army in 1968, and I spent some time in Vietnam under combat and got through that okay. Then I went to San Diego State and I got a degree in math, graduated in 1973. When I came here, my wife and I came up and we raised 3 children in the town, and we're part of this town. So we put a lot of importance in it. Let's see. Then I got hired onto the base in 73, right after I got my degree. And the things that I did on the base was primarily software engineering, systems engineering, project management. the government, sometimes it's hard to keep track of money in the government to fix this big government. So when I ran projects, I had my own spreadsheet and I kept track of the money for the project. And when our sponsors called up, I could always explain the money. And that was always really important, I felt, when you're running a project. So I did that and let's see. I was also on Desert Willow Apartments Board of Directors. I don't know if everybody in here is familiar with that or not, but that's a HUD facility that takes care of people who are mentally ill. So I worked on that as a secretary and as a treasurer for, 3 or 4 years. And that was quite an education, but it was an also enjoyable experience. So now I'm retired and I've been very busy in Rotary. I've done a lot of Rotary projects. I'll just mention one of them. We delivered hospital equipment to a cancer hospital in Vietnam, in Saigon. And it took us 3 years to get that equipment in place. And when we did, it saved, they estimated a child a day was being saved by that equipment. Most of those kids were really hurt with cancer from Agent Orange. So did some good there and did some other interesting international projects with Rotary. So that was a big part of my life. And let's see, I guess this is the next phase of my life. So see if I can work with the city a little bit and help out. Thank you very much.
Thank you very
Yes, sir.
much, Mr. Lloyd. I
Oh,
know
anybody have any
you'll be a
questions?
Great asset. So I know you'll be a great asset to the committee. So thanks for donating your time and your willingness to serve on the committee. Because they'll be having some orientation or something. How does it?
I'm sorry?
Orientation.
Yes, at the first meeting, they'll all get an orientation.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. All right.
Any public comment?
Any public comment?
If none, then we can just do a council roll call vote to approve the nominees.
Okay.
Mayor Endicott,
Aye.
Mr. Blades,
Aye.
Mr. Rajaratnam,
Hi.
Mr. Heyman,
Aye.
Mr. Gorman.
Aye.
Aye, five ayes, motion carries.
All right. Thank you all for stepping up and being that. I really appreciate it. Next, we will move on to item number 3. A resolution of Ridgecrest City Council approving an amendment to the professional services agreement with Flewelling and Moody, Inc. for consulting services.
As Terry is absent today, I'm going to take this one instead. This is a housekeeping item. We had numerous conversations with previous councils about the addition of the space in between the senior center and the pool complex. And the contract was approved. We just failed to do the amendment to document the movement of the money. So we are here today to formally ask council's permission again for the amendment so we can document the move and be able to pay the invoice. With that, I'm open for any questions.
No questions. Makes sense.
Done. Councilman Gorman, any questions?
So this is a change, and I think it mentions change of scope. One that I remember, 3 years ago, Eric Braun wanted to do something with an unused strip between the north edge of the pool and the senior center. And it was approved in theory. It was approved in some way at that time. And what we're doing now is simply catching up on a way to add it to the entire scope of the project so that we can pay for it. If I got that right, I mentioned things so awkwardly.
You are 100% correct. It was actually brought to staff from council, and I'm just going to fall on the sword because it was definitely me down there at that time. We never formally brought it back for formal approval and authorization of the funds. So that's what this is.
Thank you, Travis. Are there other elements like this that are likely to come up?
No, sir. This should be the last one. This is the only other outstanding amendment for a documented change prior to the award of the bid that I recollect or have record of.
Was there something specific that was added to the pool concept for that particular strip, or has it simply been absorbed in a widening of the square footage involved in the pool complex?
So we did have some specific changes. It involved altering of the demolition plan. It involved altering of there's about a 50-foot space that runs along the full trajectory, and it ties into the senior center complex for parking lot improvements so that they can be a full circle to exit. It adds 2 horseshoe pits, as well as the area that we're working with a local organization for the memorial.
Thank you, Travis. Perhaps as part of this or later, when you get to offer a soliloquy at the end of this meeting, you can give us a very brief outline of where we are right now with the work being done on the pool complex.
Absolutely, sir.
So I just want to get this straight. You were going to have Terry present this, and he was going to have to fall on the sword, and then you just got sick.
No,
he knew, right?
Yeah, I told him flat out. I said, "This one's on me. You can go ahead and throw the dagger." So,
all right. Are there any public comment? Seeing none, do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Please vote. 5 ayes, motion carries.
Next, we will move on to item number 4. Propose approval for increased appropriations in the annual budget to install a mini split in the new snack bar at the Leroy Jackson softball fields.
Good evening, Council. So as you can see, we're here to ask for the allocation in order to put a mini split in the snack bar. The money for this is actually going to be coming out of the special fund that these sports organizations pay into if they pay the weekly rate. So this has been bounced back and forth between myself and IWV softball to make sure that they were on board with spending those funds for this purpose. So they agreed to it. We obtained 3 estimates for it, and we have selected the lowest one that we received. So we did follow the purchasing policy by getting the 3 quotes. So I'm here just to ask council for the approval of $14,968.75 to be transferred into the account so that we can get that installed in the snack bar. With that, I'm open for questions.
No, I appreciate the approach that you've taken, Parks and Rec, especially with trying to improve all of our facilities. And that's not just a lighthearted statement. I remember when you made a concerted effort to start taking some of those fees, put them in a separate account, trying to give people some license over how things were going to be improved. And I know you've kept up with that diligently. So thanks for always working as much as you do with the community. You are the most forward-facing with the community department head that we have, and so I appreciate all of your effort.
Thank you.
Any comment? No. Okay. Is there any public comment? Seeing none, do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Please vote. 5 ayes, motion carries.
Thank you.
I'm
I guess you're going to
next.
stay here for the next one. All right, next we have item number 6, a public hearing and resolution approving the fiscal year 2026-2027 annual application regarding the Kern County Community Development Block Grant CDBG program.
Good evening again. So we're here because we have to public notice. We have another round for the CDBG for FY 26-27 in the amount of $88,704. Public comments are solicited and will be heard and accepted before approval of the selected project. The resolution is presented to confirm the allocation of funds at the conclusion of the public hearing and must be filed along with the project application with the County of Kern. At this time, it is appropriate to open the public hearing and receive public comments and review and discuss proposed projects as determined by the City Council.
All right. So first, if there's any council comments. You do? Okay.
So Narissa, why did we get the money in 2024, 2025?
So we haven't received those funds yet.
Okay.
As you know, with all of the CDBG money, it takes anywhere from 2 to 3 years to receive it. Once we've submitted an application due to the process of everything, the 24-25 one should be coming around soon. That would be the next one in the queue. And then we also still have the addition of a feature at the skate park. And then this one will be the newest one.
Oh,
So it just takes a little while. So you'll see in the staff report the project that I'm suggesting that we use the funds for, but it just takes time for it to come in.
so that money was, when we requested, what was the purpose of that?
That one was for the inclusive playground out here in the Freedom Park next to the splash pad.
Right, I know you're trying to test me whether I'll catch these mistakes or not. So yeah, I know you intentionally put these things here. So on the project cost estimate, the date prepared, you have November 2023. So shouldn't it be latest date?
Yes.
Okay.
Is it on the resolution?
It's on the application.
Project
Oh,
cost
on the
estimate
application.
in the
I don't
application.
have the application. But yes, it should be the current date. It's on the application, Rika.
I'm on the application. Where are we at?
Third page.
I'm sorry, I'm on the cover page.
It should be.
Oh,
Yeah,
November
top,
2023. I see it, sir. Thank you.
You did a great job of testing Councilman Rajaratnam's ability.
So-
Another test.
If I may, I think this cost estimate is a continuation because this is trying to add funds to an existing project. So I would assume that you probably used the previous cost estimate for the project for this application.
Yeah, so we basically just adjusted the previous application to reflect the new funding amount. But I believe that that date should be a current date since it's a
It should be a
current
current date.
application. Yeah.
Okay, okay. And you had 200,100 instead of 200,000 for playground area equipment total price?
Because I think that would be both of them combined.
Yeah.
That'd
So
be the first amount that we had asked for.
the total project cost estimated amount is $577,000.
So it has to be 200,000, right?
He's looking at unit price and then carryover. They don't match. 200,000 then
Carryover and the
200,001.
total
So we'll correct that amount too, sir.
Yes, we'll correct
No
it.
problem.
Okay. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Any other comments? This is, went through Quality Life. I'm really looking forward to the inclusive playground. I've already seen, I try and stay off of Facebook, but the positive comments from the families, looking forward to this edition. All right, if there are no more council comments, we will open the public hearing.
And a quick comment, but go ahead and open, but I just quick comment. Are you going to keep the pump track somewhere on the list of things to look at in the future?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
We're good. Now you can take public
No,
comments.
I just want to know if Councilman Blades will be on that.
Absolutely not.
Okay. All right. So now
You can use a wheelchair on it.
we will welcome public comments for this.
And or the solicitation of any other ideas people might want to use the funds for.
All right.
None?
Seeing none, we will close the public hearing. And if I can get a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and second.
Please vote. 5 ayes, motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Narissa.
All right. Next, we have our committee reports for the Economic Development Committee, their report from March 2nd.
Yes, we did meet. We discussed only a few items. There's not a whole lot to talk about. Town Place Suites is opening on the 5th. I originally saw an email for a ribbon cutting, then I saw it go away. I don't know what that,
They just haven't scheduled again.
Fair.
It did get rescheduled.
but the 5th is what the discussion is. I think the other major community event to talk about would be Rich Chris Rampage. It's happening in May, 15th and 16th. Going to be a race throughout a desert race.
Is that the snore?
That's a snore race.
Snore. Yep. There will also be Food Truck Fridays. That is happening this Friday. So I shouldn't have said plural. This Friday, March the 6th, 5 to 8 p.m. Come on out.
All right. Finance Committee, their next meeting will be April 14th, City Hall Conference Room B on the first floor at 5:30. Infrastructure, next meeting is March 26th, City Hall Conference Room B on the first floor at 5. Parks, Rec, and Quality of Life, next meeting April 7th, in City Hall Council Chambers at 5:30. Next to other committees, boards, or commissions. Anyone have anything? No? All right.
Other commissions?
Yes.
I do have a little bit on KernCog, Kern Council of Governments. They meet, I meet with them virtually from Conference Room B when they get together once a month in Bakersfield. And at the last meeting, I had captured an interesting presentation by Caltrans about Route 58 from Keene to the farmer's market at the bottom of the hill generally. Since we have the luxury of a little time before they actually start ripping up 58, that presentation, which I captured, is available to us perhaps during this period of whatever council meeting happens sometime in the future. I'd be glad to present it. I know you will. I'll be patient since we have the luxury of time. And it's an interesting, there's a couple of videos associated with this that I find very interesting. AIs put together nifty videos. They just do. We have to embrace that rather than be repelled by it. That's all I have.
Okay. Next, we'll move on to the city manager report. I do want to highlight that between this meeting and the last one, you looked a lot different last time. Now you're just back to you. So it's yes. Now it's just you. So yeah,
It is. I'm back, I guess.
yes.
So recently, February 18th, the city did attend a mediation session on the ongoing water issues. It went all day, and we are continuing to look forward to the process of it in hopes that we can come to a resolution. No resolution has been reached to this point, but we will continue to be active and take an active role within it. Onto the pool, grading activities continue to occur at this time. We've taken fencing down that borders the solar field to the west side of the pool complex, so that way grading activities can occur over there. We've completed the removal and recompaction and the pad for the community building, and we're working on the outbuilding that's storage and restrooms and things of that nature at this time. We continue to work with AMG on a schedule of values. They have their trailers set up out there now. We found, as I would like to say it, the construction unintended law of consequences. There's a Searles Valley Minerals line that I don't think current staff knew where it was. Even with my time at the water district, I didn't know where it was, and we found it the hard way for them. The water district was very graceful in coming out and helping get that repaired. So that way we didn't have an incomplete version of the pool out there, for lack of a better term. And we look forward to seeing it continue. We have 2 time-lapse cameras up there, so we should be able to put together a pretty neat video at the conclusion of this to show the progress over time. And that is all.
All right. Thank you for that. Are there any future agenda items? Nothing? Seeing none, we will move on to mayor and council comments. No, Councilman Gorman?
I read something in the DI last issue about dark skies policy embracing us before we could embrace it. I was unsure of the details, but if it leads to this community officially embracing a dark sky policy, I'm all over it. We're losing sight of a lot of stars every year because of ambient light intrusion and light intrusion that we're causing ourselves here. So I don't know exactly what involved in a dark sky policy. I got a feeling it's not too traumatic, but if indeed it's being carried in, I'm willing to entertain it and go through what other official process is involved in this community, considering embracing it. What else did I have? I guess that was it. It's tough being 80 years old. You have to gather your thoughts, and when you get back there, it's only a few left. I like driving down every morning on my way from home to my shop. I like to drive down, what's the street that runs by the pool project? Warner. I love driving down Warner. I'd like to honk and wave my hand and give everybody a good thumbs up, but I'll disturb whoever's driving one of those earth-moving pieces of equipment. They make a wrong turn. It's yards and yards of dirt, the wrong place. So it refreshes me to see project being done on that pool. That's it.
Maybe if you did it frequently, then they would know to expect it.
Yeah.
It's just one scare.
Maybe I'll start something and everybody will be doing.
See? Trendsetter.
Then they expect it.
Councilman Haven, any comments?
Time changes Sunday.
Oh, that's true.
That's right.
That's right. It's the worst one too.
It's the best one.
No. All right. So I already talked about the Veteran Collaborative. I was able to attend. It's a great event for the veterans in our community. I was also privileged to help judge our on-base children, their art projects, the visual arts and applied arts, and then one digital art piece. Very difficult to judge 9 to 11-year-old art because it all looks fantastic. But, you know, just know that those individuals, those children on base, you know, they have that artistic spark. There was one individual made a like a ski hat or I don't know, it's not the one that goes over your face, but just the whatever. It was impressive. I can't do it. I can't crochet, but it was very impressive. Also, I need to mention this, or Charles Ruland will continue to be angry at me. He has a movement of make Ridgecrest clean again. Earth Day's coming up. We'll try and set something up where we as a community can get out and try to clean up and make Ridgecrest clean again. So if you have questions, reach out to me, or you can reach out to Charles. Lastly, I want to talk about, I've been behind closed doors a lot today, so I haven't seen if there's been anything more. But we had at least 6 service members who have died in Iran. or in surrounding areas. 4 of them have been identified. And so while we sit here and we think about the conflict that normally happens overseas in foreign lands, just take a moment to think of those families that don't have someone coming home to the dinner table for holidays. Family members are missing loved ones. Conflict has a heavy toll. And my thoughts go out to the 4 that have been identified and the 2 others that have yet to be identified. People are missing loved ones. And so while we look at the conflict and the effects of what's happening, I pray that it doesn't get worse. But I know that in war or conflict, anything can happen. So hug your families a little tighter tonight. Reach out to loved ones. And yeah. You want to say anything? I didn't know after last. All right. And with that, we will adjourn. I hope everyone has a wonderful evening. Stay safe and take care.